Hello mga kabarikan. Ako nga pala ulit ang inyong Engineer Benong at magtuturo ulit ako ng bagong topic sa Differential Calculus. Ang i-discuss natin ngayon ay critical points, maximum and minimum points, pati point of inflection. So unahin na natin ang critical point. Pag sinabi natin critical points, sabi dito, a point in the curve of y equal to f of x where f prime of c equals 0 or f prime of c does not exist, c is a critical number. Yung unang definition, para yun sa mga equation na third degree and higher, at itong pangalawa, para naman to sa mga equation na second degree. Pero wag nyo nang alamin yung part na yun. So ano ba yung step sa pagkuha ng critical points? First, you need to get the first derivative or y prime. Second step, you set y prime to 0. And third step, you get the values of x and y. And for you to understand it more, let us have an example. So, our first example is y equal to 4x cubed minus 3x squared minus 6x plus 1. So, the first step is to get the y prime. So, y prime here is equal to 12x squared minus 6x minus 6. The second step is to set the y prime to 0. So y prime equals 0. This will become 0 equals 12x squared minus 6x minus 6. And as you can see, we have here a quadratic equation and we can just utilize our calculator in getting the values of x. Since naka-square yan, ang exponent yan ay 2, may dalawang posibleng sagot. And kung gagamitin mo si Calcu, that's mode 5. Ano ba yung mode 5? Para po yun sa equation. So, mode 5, pag chinek yung equation, titingnan nyo yung formatting. Yung una, 2 equations, 2 unknowns. Yung pangatlo, 3 equations, 3 unknowns. Yung patatlo, quadratic equation. Yung pang-apat, cubic equation. Okay? Kung iba yung calculator nyo, just comment down and sendan ko kayo ng instructions. Pero mostly naman, ito yung ginagamit na calculators eh. So, mode 5 equation, alin yung gagamitin natin? Yung quadratic equation. Option 3. Okay? So, input lang natin, 12, negative 6, negative 6. So, pag pininas mo yung equal, lalabas si x1, that is 1. And then, pag pinindot mo ulit si equals, lalabas yung isang x, or x2, that's negative 1 half. So, sabi sa third step, get the values of x and y. Ang meron pa lang tayo ay x. Paano natin makukuha ang value ni y? Tingnan mo yung equation mo, si y, in-express mo in terms of x. So, para makuha ang value ni y, ipasok mo lang yung mga values ni x dito. So, kung may dalawang values ng x, may dalawang value din ng y. Again, saan ipapalsak or sana ipapasok yung values na to? Dito sa original equation natin. Sa original equation. Inuulit ko po. Original equation ha. So, first, we have the y of x1. So, that's y1. So, 4x cubed minus 3x squared minus 6x minus 3x squared minus 6x plus 1 calc, and then pag 1, so when x is positive 1, your y is negative 4. Eh, what about if it's negative 1 half? So, your y2 is 2.75. So, pag tinanong ka, ano yung critical points natin, remember from your analytic geometry, a point is expressed as x-coordinate, y-coordinate, or simply h and k. So, may x and y ka. So, point 1 is 1, negative 4. And your point 2 is negative 1 half, 2.75. Okay? And pakisulat nitong values na to kasi mamaya, ito din yung gagamitin nating equations. So, the critical points of this equation is 1 and negative 4 and negative 1 half and 2.75. Okay? So, for the meantime, please copy your notes. Moving on to the second example, what we have here is y equals x cubed minus 3x plus 1. So in order to get the critical points, the first step is to get the first derivative. So y prime is equal to 3x squared minus 3. Second step, set y prime to 0. Y prime is equal to 0. So 0 equals 3x squared minus 3. So, transpose ko doon, 3 is equal to 3x squared. Cancel na si 3. May tira na lang ditong 1. X squared is equal to 1. Extract ko yung square. So, ang meron tayo dito ay plus minus 1. So, dalawa yung values natin. Positive 1 at negative 1. So, x1 is positive 1. x2 is negative 1. Okay? So, we have to get y1 and y2. Saan mo nga ipapasok to? Dito ba sa first derivative? X. Saan? Dito sa original equation. So, to get y of 1, so, sinubstitute ko sa x1, edi ito ay si y1. So, ipasok ko dito. So, that's 1 cube minus 3 times 1 plus 1. So, that's negative 1. And to get y2, ang ipapasok ko naman sa original equation ay si negative 1. So, negative 1 cube minus 3x o 3 times negative 1 plus 1, I have here positive 3. So, if you were asked what are the critical points, so point 1, you have positive 1 and negative 1. Okay? And your point 2 is negative 1 and positive 3. Okay? So, ito na po ang ating way ng pagkuha ng critical points. Again guys, huwag kakalimutan yung tatlong step. Ano yung first step? Get the y prime. Second step, set y prime to 0. Third step, get the x and y coordinates or intercepts. So, as of now, please copy your notes. Yung mga sagot natin dito kanina is gagamitin din natin mamaya. Okay? So, copy. Let's have the third example. So, I have here x raised to 4 minus 8x cubed plus 22x squared minus 24x. So, let us find the critical points. Again, the first step is to find the first derivative or y prime. So, y prime here is 4x cubed minus 24x squared plus 44x minus 24. Second step, set y prime to 0. So 0 is equal to 4x cubed minus 24x squared plus 44x minus 24. Third step, get the values of x and y. Again, we're going to use our calculators in order to find the values of x. Still, press mode plus 5, it means equation. And yung gagamitin na po natin ngayon ay si option 4 kasi tayo ay cubic equation na. So mode 5, equation 4. So press 4 equals, press negative 24 equals, press 44 equals, press negative 24 equals. Then equal ka ulit. x1 is 1, x2 is 3, x3 is 2. Ano pa nga bang ina-expect natin? Cubic yung equation, kaya tatlo din po ang posible nating sagot. Okay? So, let's get the y1, y2, and y3. So, to get y1, pasok mo si 1 dito saan? Sa original equation. So, kapag 1, y1 is negative 9. Kapag 3, negative 9 din. Kapag 2, negative 8. So, ilan yung critical points natin? Ilang pares ka are? Isa, dalawa, tatlo. So, P1, P2, tsaka P3. So, I have 1, negative 9. I have 3, negative 9. And I have 2, negative 8. So, these are the critical points of this equation. Okay? So, review lang tayo. Paano kukuha ng critical points? First, get y prime. Second step, set y prime to 0. Third step, get the x and y. So, as easy as 1, 2, 3. So, please copy your notes. Okay, we are done with getting the critical point or critical points. It is a time that we're going to get the point of inflection. Kapag sinabi nating point of inflection, sabi dito, the point wherein the curve changes from concave upward to concave downward, vice versa. So, let's say, ito yung graph natin. Kita nyo naman, biglang liko. Okay? Akala natin pababa yung trend, biglang tumaas. Akala natin pataas na, biglang bumaba. So, yung point kung saan biglang nagkaroon ng biglang liko, yun yung tinatawag nating point of inflection. Yung sinasabi dito na concave upward at concave downward, ito lang po yung concave upward, kasi pataas, kumbaga yung buka is, or yung opening is pataas, at ito naman ang concave downward, kung saan ang buka or opening is pababa. Okay? So, the steps in getting the point of inflection, so step 1 is to get the y double prime. Step 2, set double prime to 0. Step 3, get x and y. Kung si critical point ay hanggang y prime lang, si point of inflection ay hanggang y double prime. So, gamitin pa din natin yung mga equations natin kanina. So, I have here y equal to 4x cubed minus 3x squared minus 6x plus 1. Okay? So, y prime is equal to 12x squared minus 6x minus 6. Y double prime is equal to 24x minus 6. Okay? And then magzi-0 na to. So, let us set y double prime to 0. So, 0 is equal to 24x minus 6. Okay? So, 24x is equal to 6. Transpose ko, tapos pinag-flip ko na. So, x is equal to 6 over 24, or simply, this is equal to 1/4. Wala akong calcu. Okay. And then guys, meron na tayong x. Ang kailangan naman natin ay y. So, saan ko isa-substitute ang value ng x na to? Dito ba sa y double prime or sa y prime? Or dun sa original equation? Siyempre, dun tayo sa original equation natin. So, y is equal to 4 times 1/4 cube minus 3 times 1/4 minus 1/4 squared minus 6 times 1/4 plus 1. So, y is equal to negative 5 over 8. So, our point of inflection is 1/4 and negative 5 over 8. So, sa point na ito, biglang nag-concave or nagkaroon ng changes sa concavity or sa curvature ng ating curve. Okay? So, ganyan lang po ang pagkuha ng point of inflection. So, for the meantime, please copy your notes. Let me solve the second and the third example. For the second example, what we have is y equal to x cubed minus 3x plus 1. So, to find its point of inflection, you need to get to y double prime. So, y prime is 3x squared minus 3. Then, y double prime, differentiate ko ulit to, this is equal to 6x. Okay? So, second step, set y double prime to 0. So, 0 is equal to 6x. Getting x is just 0 divided by 6. X is 0. And then, this value of 0 of x will be put here. Papalit natin din dito. So, y is equal to 0 cube minus 3 times 0 plus 1. So, y is equal to 1. So, kapag hinanap ang point of inflection, this is 0, 1. Okay? Easy lang po. Next, what if we have x raised to 4 minus 8x cubed plus 22x squared minus 24x. So, y prime is equal to 4x cubed minus 24x squared plus 44x minus 24. Y double prime is equal to 12x squared minus 48x plus 44. Tapos na. Second step, set y double prime to 0. So 0 is equal to 12x squared minus 48x plus 44. And since quadratic yung equation natin, gamitin natin ang ating best friend na si Casio. Okay? So, mode 5-3 lang po ulit. Mode 5-3. Kasi, quadratic equation, second degree. So, 12 equals negative 48 equals 44 equals. So, x1 is equal to 6 plus square root of 3 all over 3. X2 is equal to 6 minus square root ng 3 all over 3. And then, itong values ng x na to, siyang ipapasok natin dito sa original equation natin. Okay? So, set natin y1, y2. So, at x1, ang value natin is negative 8.56. At x2, ang value ng y2 natin is negative 8.656 pa din po. So, your point of inflection, so, mayroon kang point 1, meron tayong point 2. So, we have 6 plus square root ng 3 over 3. Negative 8.56. And 6 minus square root of 3 all over 3. Negative 8.56. So, ito yung mga points kung saan mag-change yung curve natin from concave upward to concave downward, vice versa. So, copy your notes.